Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share how traveling has profoundly transformed my watercolor style. I'll also walk you through a painting inspired by one of my travels. This painting right here, which captures the lively streets of Chennai, India. Traveling isn't just about seeing new places. It's about experiencing new cultures, colors, and perspective. Over the years, I've discovered that every journey brings something unique to my watercolor. Whether it's experimenting with local palettes, studying the architecture, or adapting to changing lighting conditions. And travel has pushed me to grow as an artist. Let's explore this through a live demo. This painting is inspired by Chennai, my hometown. You can see the vivid orange of the auto rickshaw, the bold red and white temple wall, and the road and street sign. These are the elements you won't find elsewhere, and they are what makes this painting so special to me. Travel also has taught me to appreciate these details and translate into my work. Even though I grew up here in Chennai and visiting my city after 6 years makes me to see these elements totally differently as an artist. Okay, let's do a quick composition and keep the light sketch because watercolor is a really transparent medium, so it will show through, and it's not opaque medium like wash or any other medium. So usually when you do this, try to focus on the big shapes first. For example, the biggest shape would be the street sign, and I constantly compare with one elements with other elements. So that way I can plan my painting, and again, I don't copy things as it is. I try to move around stuff because that's how we can create an impactful composition. As for the story goes, the one main component in our sketching is to create the contrast between light and dark. The road of the light as well as the shadows of the background creates beautiful contrast as well as gives a three-dimensional look for our painting. Let's creating some base layers. So when I talk about the base layers are the local colors. So the local colors are nothing but you have to think the light of the elements by itself. For example, I'm painting the sky, and it's also the lightest element in our reference. Then we can slowly go to the darker element and slowly build it up. And you can also see that I'm combining with the building, which is at the back. And when you do the base layers, the local colors, think about you painting the light of the elements. For example, I'm painting the building at the back, and it also light grayish and a little bit of warmth in it, so I'm trying to add that. So now I'm jumping on to this red and white wall, and again you can see that I'm only doing the base color first, and we'll slowly build up and we add the shadows at the top of it. So now I'm going to be focusing on the background as well as the road, and I will combine with the midground. And you can see that whenever I add it, this looks really flat because we're only creating the lightest wash first. In watercolors, you start with the light and you start with the mid-tone and you slowly add the darker value at the end by adding the shadows. Now let's paint some trees. And again, when you think about it, you can see that we did the first wash first, then we adding this darker value on top. And if you squint your eyes, you can see the darkest values are the trees, the shadows all the way at the back, and as well as the shadows underneath the awning, which is in the photo. When you have a challenging subject like this, eventually your style will change because you try to put your own impression and expression on it. And so it's really nice to create a lot of new subjects, and traveling helps you to do that. And I was surprised that once I finished this painting, how my style had changed just by doing this painting. This is one of the most important component is adding contrast. Contrast is nothing but showing the lightest light and the darkest dark. And you can see that when I talked about the base colors, we add the building base color. As soon as we add the shadows, you can see that lighting started appearing on the scene. So anything, if you want to make it realistic, if you just copy the lighting from your reference and it eventually show the three-dimensional form, and you can see that as soon as I add the shadows for the wall all the way at the back, and adding a darker value underneath it, which is connecting the auto rickshaw, makes the painting evenly look really nice and creates this beautiful shadow on it. If you're not sure about where to put the shadows and how to see the values of the shadows, you can literally squint your eyes and it will give the shape of the shadows itself. And again, this is also a slow process. Again, shadows also have lighter values and darker values as well. So the more you do this, thinking in terms of light and shadows, eventually you're able to create three-dimensional forms in your painting. So this is the final part. I wait till end by adding the light and shadows. It's just adding the highlights. I usually use a white brush or Chinese white. Again, when you do a small painting like this, it's really hard to leave the highlights, so that's why I use it. The painting doesn't exactly look like a reference, and that's how it's supposed to be. And you can see that I took my reference. Really, I'm able to create a painting which kind of creates my own expression and own style as well. Again, when you explore new subjects by traveling, you will try to express things in your way, and eventually it will become your style. Traveling has taught me that every place has its story. Now, watercolors are the perfect medium to tell it, from capturing fleeting moments to experimenting with new styles. Travel continues to shape how I see and paint the world. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this painting demo give you a glimpse of how traveling has transformed my watercolor style. Let me know in the comments what's the most inspiring place you have painted. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more watercolor adventures.